but do we still talk about what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay, because we don't. I'm just missing my blanket.
Yes, I'm gonna hope everyone get a blanket across my knees as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a really nice idea. Right, okay. Let me just
Socks
go. Socks are off.
Cool.
Socks are off.
So we're really ready.
And then he's got his knickers on and his pipes lit, blanket around his knees, and he's good to go.
Brilliant.
Well, have you had a good day today, Robert?
Yeah, I had a really good day because this whole last week I sensed that my energy is changing. So it's and I sense that my
morphine,
that my way of healing is getting much more direct and much more to the point. And even during the healing, it's cool. even during the healing, I can feel that I can direct energies and point them. So that's really interesting, I think. And that makes me really, especially, how do you say it? Anxious? Yeah, anxious. For today, because after this question and answer, later on, we have our first
double healing.
Double healing, for real.
For real. All the other times are just fake.
The others are just tryouts or are not real. like the whole world. And so that the build-up of my capabilities, of my energy, is really in pace with what's coming today.
Mm-hmm.
So this question and answer is also very interesting, therefore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm really had a good week and a great day. And how was your day?
My day, I was doing loads of work on Starseed U, which was very, very beautiful. And then, unfortunately, something had to be uploaded and I lost all my work. But that's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah, but that's all right. It's okay. Because sometimes this happens, doesn't it?
It's always happening for a reason.
Yeah, but that's okay. So the site's all up and it's all sorted. So Sherry got it all sorted. So that's all right. But in the meantime,
your work is gone.
My work's gone. But when I was reading through the notes of the second part of the physical body in the quantum field, which is what I was doing, it was talking about healing the physical body. Because it was channeled information, it's gone in there and it's out the other side. And so when I read it again, I was like, oh gosh. So it was very, and it was actually talking about when you set the intention, because this is what you're talking about, setting the intention, really aiming it for a particular area, because there's a conversation with the person that you're dealing with, and they might say, I've got a pain in my shoulder. And then you then analyze that, what's the emotional thing, and you go in and do your dentist drill sounds. And then you go in and that's what they were saying on this channeling that I did probably about 8 months ago, which is in that particular course. So as I was reading it, it was really interesting with what you're saying there, with which you're being shown.
Yeah, so it's like what we not expected, but we could feel already is that our energies are more moving towards each other. That's why our dual healing is there. So that the combination will be, I don't want to be bragging, but perfect.
Perfect. Is that the right word? I don't know if it's going to be the right word. Beyond perfect.
Beyond perfect. So, but it's interesting because this the shift in my work and your physical bodies, the second part too. That's interesting because it really, for me, it really works like that. And so even going inside, not even towards the shoulder, but getting in the shoulder, stand there and look around and see what's needed.
You stand around and look around? What, in the quantum field or the energetic template?
Yeah, for me, it's still the shoulder. I just move into the part and I can observe what's happening there. And it's not that I'm really looking like, okay, I see the inside of the shoulder, but I can feel like how do you say it? Yeah, it's a clear feeling.
That's amazing, isn't it? I love that.
I love it. Me too. It's
Yeah.
like, I feel like a little astronaut then.
So I just take out that shoulder, or just zap it with my superpowers, change the construct of the in, bam.
Yeah, and it feels like it works, and I get reactions that it works like that.
Yes, it's crazy, isn't it?
That's beautiful. It's lovely. I really love it. So it's so.
Robert, what sort of superhero outfit would you wear?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know, right?
Can I sleep a week on that? I'm not sure. Not Superman. That's you see people walking around with Superman, and that's not really the feeling of the right one. Like,
would you have a cape?
Don't think so. Maybe I would have some bathing hat, like they don't see my bald hair.
with maybe a Mohican.
With a unicorn.
With a unicorn tip.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think we're going a bit off topic here.
Okay.
Start as we need to go on. So we've got Len in the house. We've got Nikita. We've got Nita. Oh, I hope you're feeling better, Nita. Candice. Hi, morning to you. And Purple Slipper. So Len says, I guess I say Len. I can't help think that you two are underselling yourselves.
Oh yeah, but okay, that maybe you're right, but we're modest.
Right. Okay. And who have we got? Oh, we got Patty on in Facebook. Potty and Bobby and Tatty. Marvelous. So don't know what we're going to be doing.
Well, maybe it's an idea. If somebody pops up a question, and we can focus on that energy and try to heal that.
Yeah. Well, I'm all sorted. I've got my Ribena and my lemon and ginger tea.
What's a Ribena? What is that?
Yeah, Ribena.
What's that?
Ribena. Have you never heard of Ribena?
Ribena, no.
No, it's like a blackcurrant cordial.
Okay. Sounds really nice and healthy.
Not really. It's probably a bit sweet, but
okay.
It's just what I just grabbed.
There was nothing else in the kitchen.
My pronunciation of it is Ribena.
Ribena. Yeah, Ribena.
Ribena.
So, but maybe if somebody has a question or an issue,
I've got an issue.
Then we can give a little demonstration of what we do. It's an idea.
Yeah, you didn't ask my permission, Robert.
You forgot that you already gave it.
Oh, all right. So it's going to be very silly.
So, Nicola, is it a good idea that if we ask somebody who's got an issue, that we can help on that, the two of us? Please say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yes, does everybody
Is the sound better? Because I got a little microphone.
We really aren't taking it seriously, are we? Yes, the sound is better, actually. Oh, okay. Is it Jacob? Would you pronounce it that way? Nicola and Robert, please feel free to check on me. Did you see it?
Yeah, but maybe you can, Jacob, maybe you can explain what you want. Be specific in what you want so that you help us a little bit better. And thank you, Len, that the sound is another level. Wow, yeah, another level. That's really sounding great.
It's on another level.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got then, Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah, and then Nikita, any guidance on healing relationship? Oh, so okay. So that should I just check into Jacob's energy then? I'll just check that there's nothing that I need to be concerned about. That's fine. That. Okay. So. Okay. Right. Is there anything particular that you're talking about in Jacob?
Because that's what we really.
Yeah, then we can because we're just going in cold turkey from this point of view, like thinking, well, it could be anything, couldn't it?
Oh.
Could be a little cut finger, and how would I actually assess that?
Mm.
It's very wonky in his energy. As I'm sort of like combing through your energy, Jacob, you're sort of like this. Whoa. Oh gosh, because I thought your energy.
I recently feel some work is going in my throat chakra, and sometimes feel really touchy to some ego mechanisms. Okay.
We'll just check in, just check into his energy.
Throat area I can feel.
Okay, let's just have a look for you. Right, okay. Da Bamako Shantogranta. Good what that's all about. Okay, I'm just checking in. It's very simple, they said. Very simple process to adjust.
Okay.
So it's coming down here now, look, you see. So as I'm sort of going down, coming through the energy field, it's more even. It's almost like, do you know when you're sitting down on the sofa and you've got your leg tucked underneath and you get like a dead leg?
Yeah.
It feels like that would have been like that. I don't know, Jacob, if you would have been sitting on, because your energy was all wonky.
On one side, sitting on one side it was.
Yeah. Like, it's just all very lopsided. Okay.
Can I adjust something in the throat area for him? Because
let's do that. That's better. Oh, and there's a bit of adjusting up here as well, crown. Okay, let us know, Jacob, how that feels, but it feels sort of more connected, sort of energetically grounding, and then up, and then that throat opening a little bit more. There. And they're saying that's sufficient. Let's know. The reason you're feeling, what's the next say? Let's have a little look. So recently feels something is going in his throat, sometimes.
That's why I worked on the throat chakra?
And some ego mechanisms. Is that to do with your emotional state? Okay. Let's know how that affects you. Do you know what? Lucky we're really good people, isn't it? Because we could just go in and mess everybody's energy up, couldn't we?
No, we work from the heart, for the highest good.
Yeah, past lives, I would have been a bit of a pickle, I reckon. But this life, thankfully, I'm on your side, guys.
Right. People are so lucky.
Nikita, if you could just let us know about the relationshipy things. Okay, who have we got here? So Candice would like some inner child. Let's have a look what's this on here.
The inner child living in the earthling, higher selves and so forth. Oh, that's an interesting. Like healing the inner child living in the day-to-day earthling.
It's just general clear out, really, isn't it? General clear out. Okay. Oh, it's a bit sticky.
It feels like stuck in the front of the head.
Yeah, ma.
Yeah, that's helping.
That's good. Oh, it's going out the feet now. Push it out the feet, Candice. There. That's better. There. I don't know, that feels a bit... Yeah, that might be going to be Kyoto. I'm just going to adjust the Akashi up here for just a second. There's something going on with some past now moments there. Da. Like daydreaming, they say daydream, like childhood daydreaming. That's but like your attention's been taken in the past now moments, and so that we need to just go in and just adjust that. That's done. That'd be better. So what was coming forward was like past now moments from childhood that were almost like stuck in the energy field around about here. And then that just needed just to be cleared. So what we need to do, people, right? What we need to do, and I did a little video on this in the on my YouTube this morning, is to be really checking in. You can come like this with my thing. Really checking in with your energy fields. So, like, if you was going to go to take the car to have a service or an MOT, right? So I'm repeating myself from this morning. Is that we would go in and we have we do a check. We do a check on the car. So when we get it in the morning, we go out in the car, we go here and we go there. We know it's going to be running smoothly. We've got to do the same thing for our physical bodies and the energetic field. It's like a health check, like a physical health check that you may need to have before you get an insurance policy or a pension policy. You have to have a health check. So what we need to do, especially during these times of going through our ascension process, this is imperative, and I'm going to use that word because it's very important, and Bossy Nicola's coming out, is that we need to check in. We need to check in with our energies and just check in with ourselves. Right, okay, emotional, tick. What's happening here, and just go through your energy field. Enable yourself to just really start checking in and just letting it all go. So having a practice of breath work, all these different tools, connection with meditation, being in the now moment, setting your intentions, all these real basic stuff enables then the energy flow to move through you. And then all the things that are just coming up, you can just get them in the morning before you get going on with your day, and then you're all cleared. But if you sort of like continue through your day and you're feeling a bit gunged up and a bit off center, it's because your energy is not moving in the right direction. So have a little practice of like a Tai Chi, sort of yoga, intuitive sort of body movements, anything like that. Just check in. It's important. It is important just to check it out.
Yeah, and I don't want to promote all our courses, but I still think that if people do for example, the monthly coach and do repeatedly do that, those will help checking. And so for me, it's like I do my fire ceremony daily. That gives me
that's your practice.
Yeah, so there are many ways to do it, but do something on a regular basis. So that your system can lean into it, and that really helps. And of course, as soon as something is felt in the system, pay attention to it. Because often we think, my shoulder is aching. Well, maybe tonight I will look at it, and then you forget it.
Yeah,
but it's still building up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what happens. Is that if the energetic flow is a little bit clunky, and you've got a little bit of a I was going to say jippy shoulder, very Kentish thing, a little chippy shoulder, then just literally pay attention. If a red light came up on your dashboard on your car, and it was telling you, oh look, this needs to be done, then you go and sort it, don't you? You go and get your tires checked out. You go and sort all of that sort of stuff out. And so what I'm saying is, and what they're coming through, and they're quite naggy, and you can hear it in my tone, is that it is about just keep checking in, especially with all this clearing at the moment, because we don't need to suffer. We don't need to suffer. So I'm going to clear this.
Clear that, and then we can step into Nita, because she says her stomach is at me big time. I don't know exactly what at me really means, but I can feel it.
Stomach. Okay, let me just check.
So I can just put some of my weird frequencies in this.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it's almost like a thread, like rope, almost like a ropey type thing coming out the solar plexus. I'm just gonna, if you could just let that go, Nita. So we're just taking that all up to be transmuted into positive energy. So everything what we do, and we set our intentions at the very beginning to work towards the expansion of your soul. Okay, just a second. There's something there that I just need to adjust. It's quite deep. Just let that go in. Okay, just going to go in a little bit deeper, Nita. Just bear with me. Got a little connection there that needs to be taken out. There's your makua. Okay, I'm just turn that makua mahua. Done? Okay, thank you. Can you just check that out again, Robert, please? Okay. Just that area. Okay, just push that all out your feet, Nita, please. It just feels very sort of like bottom, so all this bottom end is all sort of going down. So I was just really concentrating on that. Yeah, that's, just check that out. It's almost like with that sort of ropey type of energy that was coming out has been released. That, yes, okay, they're just clearing your energy through now. Nita, I bet you've been blocked a bit there. That's your I'm just connecting you up a little bit higher into that. Just sending your energy up, further up. There, look we're clear. But yes, sure, where? Is it better? So they're just going to place some like a big bubble of light around you, just to sort of really sort of bring that light in to replace that density that's been just left out of your energetic field. So I don't want to sort of leave you just with a void of energy. Okay, so we're here, yes. Okay, just check in. Don't want to do a slapdash jobs, do we? That's your yeah, that's better. Done? Yes. Okay. So what I felt there, Nita, was that there was it was like, so Robert went in and released this. It was almost if you sort of like so it was sort of like a big sort of energetic they sort of show it this way anyway, but it was like a big energetic rope sitting in the solar plexus, and at the end of it had like a little hook, and so it had to pull the rope out bear with us, and then unhook it, which then released the energy flow down. So and she saw like a ball. Da, makua sisikina makilda da bashunto kroto shantai imma kiama. Where was the ball, Nita? Da da betena bishko da bashukra. Yeah, better get him sure. And can you just check on your ground? Can you let us know how you're getting on with your grounding? That's all adjusted there. There. Dalla mokio moko da bassia ne kira nesha. There the gira moko da bettina mushu bayu there in mishu. Dalla makama to bada basha. Okay, so all is well. That will take some time just to settle. It was like it was like a golden color container. That did visto the better matesha. So Nisa's very, very visual. How's that feeling? Okay, this is good.
Still working.
Yeah, so it's still working. So she feels the energy moving down from her sacral. Yeah, because it was trapped in the solar plexus. Solar plexus was trapped where that energy came forward, which was shown to me like a rope with a hook, and that was like stopping the energy moving down and grounding the energy. Like yeah, so like you unplugged something. Yeah, so that you sort of
unhooked.
That's how they show me. It's not a literal rope with a hook on it, but it just how they sort of show it in the energy field. So yeah, so I hope that makes you sort of feel better in the grounding, because that will sort of enable that energy to flow through you. Now what happens is that if we get to that point where we do feel that there's this sort of block, is that we need to just go in a little bit deeper with our meditation. And when we're connected to our inner guidance, we can go in and say, look, I feel that there's an energy block there. And then that, so she's actually feeling that's much better. Fabulous.
Oh, right.
I'm glad that we can be of assistance there for you, Nita, because I know that you do some amazing work, and we need you in tip-top condition, holding the light. So it is very important that we check in with these. So it feels cold now in the stomach. All is well, they're saying, all is well. So don't worry about that. That's just a case of the golden light will just sort of seep into there, because there was a slight void. It's almost like a time lapse that they're just going in and clearing that for you. Let us know by the end of the call how that feels. It should feel a lot better.
Yeah.
But this is why it's important. Is there's only like little bits and pieces, like you said, that just sort of showing themselves. Just look at it, observe it. Okay, let's catch it and let's move it out, rather than it getting sort of too bogged down and and a bit icky. Right.
I saw also some questions indirectly from a person who wants us to look at their child. That's not Nita, but Anita.
Okay.
And I was wondering if that's because I never done it indirectly.
That's your wish, same thing. That's the revision we get permission from the higher self for the 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
Or Marcus is in the house as well. Naila, Bobby, Anita, marvellous. It's lovely to see you all. Thank you. So we're doing a little bit of a clean-up today. So let's have a look at this 10-year-old child. Is he having problems at sleeping? Eating
disorder, some bodily malfunctions.
Is the eating disorder that he doesn't want to eat an awful lot of food? Is he a real light body and what is a bit of a breatharian? There is Diane McCann's got a little free course on Starseed that you might want to tap into about food and the ascension process. I would recommend having a little look on there about Di's information about eating, that especially these young children.
Do we have permission of his higher self?
Let me just check in. Sorry, I was just going about the food thing. Let me have a look. Higher self. That's Shumoko. I'm just tracking him. So just going in. Yes, we've got permission. Okay,
so I can feel something in the lower heart space, and it's like it will at least help me ground a bit better, because I can feel my legs really screaming energy.
I'm just getting some information coming through for him. Mm. Yeah, yes, it's very emotional at the moment, this child. All things will start to settle. Lots of I'm going to sort of go too personal, but there's lots of energy upsets within the house at the moment, which is creating a lot of interference with the energetic flow of the house. So I'm just going to go in and sort of clear his bedroom, and there's a space that you've got like little pockets of energy that is not serving you. So we're just going to go and ask, and then we can get a clearing of that house, please. It's not in many of the rooms. It's not a big space. Just going to go in a little bit deeper. Tambako grata shiekin tadabisio bora makie bawo kuya bawo go makua papa besio pedakana. So we're just going to send light into all corners of the rooms. Basio the band to go to bisiam to go to boranta. Tabako kain wisho balikito the bora mai stisikianta da desian dekianta. Badakuna mokam shubalakita the shia kia that a maku makia that a mawe kiama baboko wa wish. That would be that's better. Thank you. We're gonna make she. We'll send a bit but sparkly in there. A bit of sparkle, just to bring everybody's energy up a little bit. There's the whole of the space is very dense.
I feel there's something on my shoulder, my left shoulder, and I will clear it, and it has to do something with that energy in that house.
Da, tu dici o ba ku ka ba io tra ma che do bravescio mi che do ma chi. Da, tu dici o ba che na ma la perché na ma che buona che na ma ora. Okay, I'm just getting some intelligence through. Ba che na ma ora ba te na ma che do ba che na ma. Just need to adjust some bits so that the higher self can take over. Okay, they're going to take it from here. So we've just gone in and recognised it and seen it, and then the higher self's going to go in. It wasn't able to get access.
Oh.
There was a little bit of something going on there, which has been upsetting the whole of the family. Damn, I'm not sure. We just wouldn't go too much in detail, but they're going to sort it out for you. But we've created that sort of access point for them to go in. All is well. Just check his energy anyway. Yeah, it's flowing nicely. It's flowing nicely. But it was almost like this outward source. So as well as checking our own energetic field, it's really important to sort of check the energy of your space. Because do you know, like you can go, because everything has consciousness, everything holds a vibration. And so if there's been upsets and in time pockets, you can lose fragments of soul in time pockets. And so if there's a room that somebody's been really arguing in, then there's a resonance of that density held within that space. And so what you can do is you can go in and you can just place those intentions out into the space, into the corners of the rooms, any sort of like dark little cupboards, like the backs, because in the space in which you're actually living, as you release energy through you, if you're not sending the energy up and away to be transmuted, it gets stuck. There's all like little stuck little bits in the template of the holographic system. So what you go in is you just go and you just literally clear the house like you would clear your own energy. So like sometimes that you could go into I don't know, like into a shop or something, and you go in and it's like got really lovely sort of feeling, and you go in and it's like, oh, that feels really nice. Some of the places you go into and you're like, whoa, it feels, oh, I don't like going in there. And so there is energy within spaces. So as well as clearing your own energy, have a look at the energy of your homes that you're living in. Is there a room that you don't like going into? What is that? Why is that? It's just like if you've got a pain in the shoulder, if there's an energy that's sitting in a room somewhere, that there may have been some arguments. It may not even be when you're living there. It might have been a past person. I actually went into my niece's bathroom when she moved into her apartment with her partner, and the bath had such dense energy. It was crazy. And I use wait a minute. Where this particular person was actually self-harming in the bath. So they showed me this particular person, and she was really quite suicidal, this girl that lived there before.
Yeah.
But the energy of her self-harming in the bath was actually still there in the room. So what you can do, so if you get a little pendulum, this is what my pendulum I take into the space when I go and do some house clearing. It's a little amethyst. It's really lovely. This is the one I use with my clearing. And you can literally ask the pendulum to go in and sort of go round the room, and you literally just ask it. So you'd ask it a yes or a no. So mine's so my yes is like that, and it's just showing me the no. So that's a no. So if I've got some density held within a space and I go round, you have to let the pendulum settle, but the pendulum would sort of go and do a no for me to say, oh, there's an issue there in the space. And then if the energy is really lovely, you can see there, so I don't move my hand at all, it just literally just moves, and you can see. Yeah, so now it's moving around in a circle. So if I sort of like say, like check out this space here in this room that I'm in, and I sort of just check in with the corners here, and I just check it in, and then I just check upstairs, and you can see that the pendulum sort of showing me the space is clear. So you can use these sort of tools to help you when you're first on your journey. I used to use my pendulums all the time. So we would say, like, look, watch this. So look, that's just my little party trick. Make it bigger. Make my pendulum bigger, please. No, it's not doing it. No, see, it's picking up, and I'm going to tell it to stop. So I'm just going to tell it to stop. Stop, please. So it just stops. So there you go. So that's my pendulum. It's clever, isn't it?
Yeah, Premiere. Great. I used to work with it as well. And they're really good tools. And
really
often people will tell you that it's bullshit. That it's not real. And but it is working like this, and it's pure your energy, and it can be a real helpful tool. Also, working with incense or sage or Palo Santo, there are a lot of tools to clean your house. Open the window, could help also sometimes.
Window clearing out with the absolutely clear with window. So sort of like the things that are very energetic in this holographic system, those physical things are really nice to use, you know, like sage and incense and things like that. When you're going into a little bit more galactic interference, then you need to sort of go in with a little bit more sort of vamped up energy. You know, dealings with portals and stuff, you have to sort of like, you know, sort of going a little bit more into that quantum field to shut all of those sort of things down. But generally, if it's energy that's just sort of like sitting in the rooms, you can clear those really very easily just by placing intention, and, you know, sort of just imagining that it's almost scanning through the house.
But it's the same. It's the same as the car check. It's the physical check and the environmental check. So you have to do both. And you don't have to do it every day, because your car you don't check every day. But some things you check. You just scan. Do I feel okay? If there's something, pay attention to it.
Yes.
The same with the house.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's the same with the house. You do the same thing. If there's something changed in the energy of the house, I pay attention to it. And if you leave it, then for me it's always like sticky points, and the dark energy or the negative energy, they stick to each other, and then you've got a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, and it just clogs up the system, up. You know, it's like feng shui. Can't say the word, but when it's energy of the house.
Yeah.
So I hope Annie Tal, that helps, that your son, please let us know, that sort of helped him. I know Nita uses her pendulums as well, and you can use them over the top of someone's body. If you had somebody there, you can sort of look and sort of see that the energy is flowing. Did you see that flutter of that flash? There was a flash in. That was strange. Let me just check. That. Okay, they said all as well. Okay, so yeah, be alerted to things. Like, hang on a minute, what's that? Yeah, just that little blips that might sort of come through. So, Anita uses her pendulum not every day. Yeah, so you can sort of use it's. You know, it just sort of makes sense just to check it out, like you might do, you know, vacuum the floor, or you might sort of dust and polish, and so just think of the energy of the space. Just give it a little scan through. And because it's all quantum, because all the energy is quantum, you can do it from distant. You can do, you know, I can do it from here, I can do it in the space, but I can do it here because I take the template of the room, the space up, and then I just systematically just work it, shrink it down, house size about that big, and then you just scan through it. It's simple.
I think that's for a lot of people at the moment. It's like we know those things, but we forget, or we tend to not think about it. And I got some information for that, and it says
There again, almost a bit of remembrance there. So the thing is that we're more powerful than what we could ever imagine ourselves being. It's just remembering what it is. But if you know this information, just bring it forward on a daily basis to just check in with the energy, placing the intentions for that to be cleared, and that the energy that you are releasing, that you're releasing it up to the universe or down through your feet, and that it's been transmuted into positive energy, and that it's not just sitting in the corners of your room, so that you're like letting it go. So whether you let it go through the windows, whether you put it into salt water, into a fire, however you want to do it, there, the elements are there that we can use. We can use our higher selves, our guides. They can all take esoterically the dense energy out of the energy field that you're living in, that your energy field is in. So we can call upon all of these gifts and talents to use it, but just use it on a daily basis. Just keep checking in. And also, as regards to the protection of our spaces, it's not to go from a place of fear in saying, oh, I've got to make sure that this is all like, gridded up and it's all, from a fear perspective. It's just saying, I'm just going to put like a little, it's just like saying at night time, I'm just going to put the key in my door and I'm going to lock it. I'm just locking the door at night so that nobody comes in the night. Yeah, so you just make sure that we just close the windows, we close the doors, we're done. And that's the same thing as what, and Sherry's got a really good little course on Starseed You about all of that with protection. And the thing that I also use as well, Robert, is if I'm going in my car, I almost sort of feel that I'm putting like around each of the wheels, like a little wrap. And then so around the wheels, window, side mirrors. They could get knocked, can't they? Especially in England with all these narrow roads. Yeah. And then so I put like a wrap around those. I put it in it comes up in a spiral, and I go like, I'm driving. We keep going in this, and doing this, keep me safe in my little car. So I just go wrap, window, up, done, and then I get a like, yeah, all sorted.
Okay, you can go.
So you can do it with your car as well.
Okay, no, my car's got a lot of bumps.
You haven't been wrapping it then, Robert?
No, but stand on a corner and people can't drive this corner really properly, so they bump into it and then that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
That's okay.
Just you put a little bit of bubble around it. It won't get knocked anymore. It won't get knocked anymore.
But it's already knocked, so.
That poor car, it's got consciousness.
Yeah, but it still has a lot of love for me.
Herbie. Herbie. He doesn't care about me.
I think but the most important thing you mentioned is that don't do it out of fear. Just do it out of and of cleaning and a good feeling, like hygiene work or things like that.
Yeah.
You put a dragon on it. That's
put a dragon on it. Yeah. Cool. What colour's your dragon, Len? Have you got a colour on your dragon? But yeah, no, absolutely.
Crystalline.
Yeah, that's what you could do. You just literally just sort of use the tools that you have. Right, was there something back here that Elisabeth, Carol sending you love. That's nice. Oh, love that. Never thought of using a so yeah, use your pendulum. Really good. I love my pendulum. It comes out now and again. It doesn't. I don't always use it. I used it the other day when I went to check somebody's new home.
Oh.
And there were two rooms actually. There were two rooms that were really really like whoa when I walked into it, and it actually affects your sleep. It really affects her sleep. A friend of mine we went to, and so as soon as I'd cleared it, went in with the pendulum on the second time round. It was like so that was really good. Right, anything else on here? How do you know if they have? Oh gosh, now we're going to get into some information here. This is galactic type entities in the room or a portal. Yeah. When you go into, because this could be a little bit, don't go interfere with this, okay? It is quite commonplace. Well, it used to be very commonplace, but I don't sort of get an awful lot of this work anymore. But when you go into a space, you could go in, and if you're really sensitive to the energy, the portal will take you and turn you round. I've been in bedrooms before where the bedroom I'm in and I'm just straight, I have to turn around in circles. That actually happened with me and Nita when we went on a healing retreat together. Actually, there was a big portal in the room, so as you walk in, you sense something's off, and a big portal, and the portal's almost like a vortex of energy. So if you imagine the energy is all nice and flowy, this energy sort of was in the corner of the room, which was anchored in. I don't know how it got there or whatever happened. We did have some issues on that particular retreat that we all sort of sorted. But this particular portal was really anchored into that room in the corner. And as I walked in, because I thought, well, I'll just check it out for the week when we was there. And as I sort of went in, I sensed this like, whoa, that's a bit dodgy in that corner. And the energy was like a big vortex. And as you go in, if you're very sensitive to energy, you'll go in and you'll feel your physical body move around. Yeah. So you know that there's a portal there. Some people see them. But as you go in, again, you just go in, you set your intentions as if you're going to clear it from density. If it's a little bit more galactic, then you need to then sort of like get someone in potentially, unless you can speak light language. Light language, you just go in and you connect and channel it through, and you can disconnect the portal from anything coming through energetically within those portals. We're going off for a little bit sort of like a little bit sort of deep and thingy here, but we don't need to be scared of the whole situation. There's some of them, when they do come into our rooms through portals, it's really through, it's just to observe. The less, okay, let me get some information through just to settle everybody with this question. So through the protocols of the Cosmic Alliance, this is not allowed. It is a cosmic law that they are not allowed to do this without permission from the higher self. So what happens is that if there's an infiltration within a space, it is a selective template adjustment from the higher self. So the higher self, with the souls involved with this situation, it will be a soul learning journey that this would occur in the space. So if you're getting some infiltration from an outward source, from a galactic, it is actually 9 times out of 10 actually with the permission from the higher self for a soul level learning. Which to the human perspective, human mind, is a little bit daunting to think that the higher self would put you through that. But if you've actually experienced that, it is a case that it is actually part of your contract to experience it.
Yeah.
I've had it happen quite a few times. But there is great learning in that, and I wouldn't be the person if I didn't experience it. If I didn't experience what I'd experienced in the past, then I wouldn't know any of this information, and I wouldn't be able to work the way that I do as a result of the experience of having infiltrations.
You also mentioned that light language, if you can speak light language, you can go in and you can contact with the higher self. I don't know how it is with you. I think it's the same, but if I connect to people to help them to activate our light language, it's almost first timely done. So at this moment, we can help a lot of people activate their light language. So that's
get off this subject because it's a bit gloomy. But yes, just to let you know, the sorry, before you do that, is that actually it is always divinely orchestrated because we are all one. It's just an experience from both parties. At the time, it won't feel like that if you are infiltrated, but if you are, just know it's actually to build your strength, because we are galactic.
Everything is always perfectly right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, okay, did you want to do that then?
I want to activate some more light language with people.
Okay, yeah, so can I only really protect myself with light language for infiltration? No, you just make the thing is, if you are more integrated into your multidimensionality, the less likelihood is that you're going to be infiltrated by astral beings or any other entities. If you're more connected and you're more unified within your energetic field, your energy is less likely to be open to any of these possibilities. As you raise your vibration up and allow yourself to sort of reconnect with your multidimensionality, which is the connection to all that is, then the possibility and the probability is actually lessened, because you are sort of almost like, you know, your force field, your energetic flow is greater in resonance. So the more that you're connected, the more that your back's been basically looked after. When you're in separation, you're more in that 3D reality of, you know, sort of low vibrations, then entities will actually sort of come in and actually take advantage of that. They can be little pickles. If they're astral beings, you can actually get rid of them really easily by just telling them to just go away. It's really cool, but you just literally send them love. Don't send them any negative sort of feelings inside of hatred or anger or fear, because they're like that.
They love them. They love them.
They love all of that. So what you do is you just go in and go like, oh, thank you for showing me. It's so interesting. Thank you very much. Loving you so much. And then they go like, oh, don't like that. And they're off their pop. That's the way that you actually deal with those sort of entities. But anything sort of more than that, then you need to then sort of, sort of go more into meditative connection to enable yourself to sort of do that. So I hope that sort of works.
Also, we did one of the first sessions together with the Space Fairies. And it's also on my YouTube channel. It's called Space Fairies as well. And if people connect to that one, get connected to that energy, you can always call up the Space Fairies, and they will help to make everything more light and less dense.
Space fairies, sorry Robert, actually work very closely to very high vibrational beings that deal with infiltrations. So if you call upon different energies, so dragon energy, galactic dragon energy, if you call upon Archangel Michael, if you call upon sort of for assistance, your higher self, call upon that energy will come in, and then you direct it with your intention, but it's coming from a place of neutrality. You're coming in and you say, this is what I'm creating, this space is being cleared, which this portal doesn't belong here, out. If somebody came in your front door and came in and they come sat down on your sofa and said, what watching on telly, then you would go like, get out. You wouldn't have them sitting down there with you, would you? If they're invited in, fair enough. But no, you go like, just out you pop.
Send you with love away.
Off you go. But you would. And so this is what we need to do. If we feel that our energy is being a little bit sort of, tugged out, just go like, no, I'm not having it. Stop it. Just, cut the cords. Check yourself out. Yeah, no, I'm all good to go. I'm in my flow. Fabulous. But it don't come from a point of fear with it. It is, it's very, very simple. It's just like dealing with a load of teenagers. Just go, no, stop it now. Start behaving and just go. That's how you deal with it all.
Yeah. And I mentioned something about light language, and I see there people are reacting to it. And Anna-Marie.
Okay, let's do that then.
Sorry. Yeah, Anna-Marie is asking, can we learn light language? And yes, you can. Everybody it's remembering the gift you already have. Everybody has light language abilities, but some are not at the right moment of time that they will get it. But for everybody to activate a bit more of a light language, it's like
Siuli birkana makiu krasi sekianto tu krata shuku kranta ta shantai uama kuesha. So there's a little bit of fear that's sitting around here with the subject matter that we've been speaking about, and my guides are coming in saying that all is well. All is well. Everything is detaching from everybody that is here. So do not worry about any of this information that is being shown here today. Is to say that the recognition and the spoken word of this subject highlights it, and then it then can be actually dealt with. If when we suppress things and we don't talk about these subjects, that's when things then start being held onto energetically and then integrate into a system which then normalizes.
Yeah.
So when you have when you are allowing yourself to be very honest and open about how you're physically feeling with your emotions, whether you feel that the energy of the room is actually so dark or density, anything sort of outside of yourself coming in, just allow yourself to say, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it, feel it, deal with it, move through it and release it. So with an intention. Okay, marvelous. Thanks for doing that with the light language activation there. So that would have gone in and cleared a lot of energy from the throat. And a lot of the time what happens is with the energy with light language that's restricting it is because it could be a soul contractual thing where you don't want to necessarily experience it maybe in this lifetime, or you might want to experience into a certain time. So you almost sort of put these like little implants into the throat chakra. And there's many times that I've pulled them out and they're like little black boxes. And as you go in, you pull out these little black boxes. And then once they've sort of energetically been sent up, it allows that activation to occur in the system. So sometimes you might feel that there's a lump at the back of the throat. You might feel something at the back of the neck and sort of at the nape of the neck. Sometimes we put these little implants in and just to stop us from moving too quickly in our experience, in our humanness. So implants aren't necessarily always a bad thing. So if you do sort of feel that there is something that's sort of blocking you, it might be that you need to go in and it's coming up to the surface and you go in and go, okay, I'm just going to clear that now. So that gets cleared off because it's ready to go, because it's been shown. Everything being shown that you see, you're allowing it to then go. Don't go in and then think, oh my God, what's this? Just go, okay, cool, right, thank you. Let's deal with this. So that helps you.
Keep reminding everybody, keep your hand on your heart. If something occurs to you and your mind starts doing it, you often fall back in fear. And so put your hand on your heart if something occurs and then start looking around and feel.
Yeah, absolutely. It is about them sensing it from the heart perspective, because the mind will sort of like link into, I don't know, like movies that you've watched and things like that, and you're like, oh my God, I can't, and that's where it's the programming that sets the ego mind off for fight or flight. And it's not that's what happens really, is that with these movies so if you, like Robert says, put your hand on your heart, it then brings the attention into the heart to enable that then to transfer outwardly, and then you can adjust the mindset by the experience and then enable it all to settle. And it's the integration and the settling that allows the mind to adjust and then upgrade the human with the understanding. Marvelous. So we had some really sort of good results on there. Look at that. So I've got some tingling around the throat.
Oh wow, yeah.
Which is nice. And also Elisabeth felt that in her heart when that was activating. So that's amazing, Robert. You're really good at that. It's one of your absolutely. Yeah, and it is a safe space here, Carol. Hi, Carol. Hope you're well. It is a case of that. That we do need to just set those little intentions. It's just putting it out there. This is how it's going to be. It's just having those boundaries that we're setting, that we're always going to be working for the light, and that we're creating this safe space to be working in, rather than just going in and having all our doors open and letting anybody come in. So it's important to set those intentions. And these are really basic pieces of information that we're really bringing through for you. To make sure that that there are just certain protocols that just will help and enhance the experience. me just check if there's anything on here. So, I cannot believe, Robert, an hour.
Time flies. There's no time.
There's no time. No, there is no time. Oh, Vanessa. Oh, she's had to go. The baby's calling her.
Okay.
Oh, Elisabeth's on from Denmark. Hi, Elisabeth. So yeah, so sometimes, you know, things happen that create experiences that may not be experienced by most people, but it is a case of that these things do happen for soul journeying. And it's not to go into that state of fear that you might feel that there's sort of energy that is lurking around your field, that you know, it's how we actually deal with it from our mindset, rather than it sort of coming from that state of fear, which is the mind. It's it's good to sorry, but let's just put up 993. That is actually, just to let everybody know, I'm nearly to 1,000 on my YouTube.
Wow. So everybody who wants to be the number 1,000, remembrance into the light.
That conversation, Len's got his finger over the bar. I want to be 1,000. So if anybody's not subscribed to my channel, or Robert's, please connect with that. But if it's 1,000, let me know, and then I'll let Len know, because he wants to be the 1,000. He's going to have a sleepless night tonight. Next couple of nights.
Has Len not subscribed to you yet?
No, he doesn't subscribe to anybody.
Okay, but he will do it the first time when he's at the number 1,000. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah. And it was really funny. Last night I was checking through some YouTube things, and I went checked on Pipe and Slippers, and he had no subscribers. So I thought, right, bam. So he had one subscriber. I messaged him and I was like, oh, you've got a subscriber. When he went and checked, 2 people, me and someone else. So I don't know whether you actually found out the second person. Was it you, Robert?
I'm not aware of, but I will do it now.
Yeah, so there you go. Then Robert's going to go and
this moment.
So he's got no content on there. Got no content on there. He just wanted to have his own channel, just to say he had it, I think. Right.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, he's good. Oh, you're going to get 3 now, then. Okay. Right. Anybody else?
From Massachusetts? Is this a race to the number 1,000, Nicola? No, it's not. But it's really nice to have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
It's not a race. It's just it's more like a rewarding, rewarding for the work you do, and many recordings that are there, and that's the information, which is astonishing. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of content on there. So if you haven't subscribed, then have a little look, because I do sort of put quite a lot of posts up, and lots of like codes as well to assist you, a lot of guidance, and then obviously doing live streams as well.
For people who don't know it, all information, all codes, all keys, they will remain in there. So if you listen to even an older recording, the information is still valid. So it's always interesting to, if something attracts you, to go and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just check Anita. Anita's just checking her stomach. I'm getting a really nice flow through there, Anita.
I don't feel anything from your stomach.
No, I'm not getting it either. Have you been eating too many crisps? Is it a food thing? Yeah, it's not energetic. It's not energetic, Anita. It might be something that you've consumed. It's more physical. It's a bit of a tummy upset. It's not energetic. No, it's as a result of actually eating something, Anita. We need to look at the energy of the food that is going in to the physical body, because it needs to be adjusted nowadays, because we're sort of holding more light quotient. And that's what I was saying about Di's information that that little free course that she's got on StarCG talks about the the changes, the energetic field, and the light quotient. And we spoke about this on another live before, but it's really important to sort of adjust to those energies. And the intake of the energy, whether it's energetic or whether it's energy coming in and eating. And hydration is imperative at the moment. Also, a lot of Anisha's been lots of fruit. Okay, that's bananas, Anita. Balakin a moki the Patricia me killed the back on the moko granta shantai e moko ama. That's your back in the moko Alicia can I show you moko see again ma. Something to do with but I'm gonna make you. So must like something was off. I think see this one
thought as well.
Yes, she eats bananas. But they're saying it's almost like they're gonna make it about gonna kill the bike. So this is your kill the bike to buy my gosh. Wait a minute, I'm just trying to decipher what they're saying. It's like they're showing me that, do you know when you get a banana that's green and it's not ripe properly and it's very starchy? So and so that particular banana has affected the digestive system. Something to do with the digestive tract. It will settle. Yeah, that's yeah. And I said eat it mindfully. Well, so eat it and chew it and swallow it. Because you know what, I know what it's like. People are like, oh, I'm just going to eat. We're like, oh, and then you think, God, I've eaten that too quick. So yeah, just be aware of that.
I put the link because Christy asked for the link. I put on Facebook the link.
Lovely, thank you. Yeah, that's so she's on she's on Facebook. Marvelous. Right, I think, is there any other business?
Just promotional. So subscribe to our YouTube channels. Look at our courses on StarCG.
Yeah.
And there are free courses. There are from many people there. There are very interesting topics. And the two of us are offering this month, special priced, a duo healing session for 1 hour. And tonight, after this session, we will do our first one. We're looking forward into that, and it's really interesting because our energies are already preparing for that.
Merging.
Merge. And we did try to give a little taste of that with today's topics. We asked you to ask questions, and we went into that. So that's a little example of how we can work, and then we do it fully concentrated. So maybe that's interesting if you want to really want to quicken healing, powerful and energetic. Then we can be quick because I can blast with energies, and Nicola can sense whatever is needed and translate it for you. And the combination is really, really interesting and powerful. And it's like what we're doing here.
Yes. What's happening with your lights, Robert?
Yeah, it's something I didn't want to adjust it because it's all here.
Pay your electricity bill.
That's getting worse.
Yeah, so the healing, then we are actually it's something that we've been sort of working towards, and we've been doing sort of a lot of sort of private calls and sort of like coming together, but it gives two different perspectives at the same time. So Robert goes in and does his drilling, and I'll go in and do my grid work and adjustments and activations, and we sort of work really well together. So there's that yin and yang of that. So yeah, so we have put that up. So it's on StarCG until the end of so I was going to say September, the end of January. Is actually at a special price as well. So take advantage of that.
I'll put the link also on Facebook.
Yes.
Because there was a question from Elisabeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hope everybody's enjoyed our little chat today. It was a little bit sort of like a little bit information coming through, but just always know if you're feeling something is a little bit off, then don't sweep it under the carpet. Just make sure that you just go in and just enable yourself to connect with it, clear it, and then move through it. It's all the time we suppress things, any feelings, any emotion, all those emotions, anything that we just stop from actually really sort of coming up and just like, oh no, that'll go away. It won't. So it's best deal with everything that's been shown.
Yeah. And thank you everybody for watching and being with us.
Yeah, amazing.
We will be there next week.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Me and Robert we're going to have a little bit of a rest in a second, and then we're going to go and see. The highlight of his week, except for the veg and fruit man that comes along. So the two highlights of the week for Len. Right, okay, take care everyone, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Bye everybody.
Bye.